not on the diamonds. Well, good morning. How's everyone doing this fine, beautiful morning? Good. A few people are doing all right. Well, we are going to start off with diamonds again, and this time I promise it's going to be better than last week, all right? Yeah, it couldn't have been worse than last week. You know, I just want you to know that every once in a while I make mistakes, like all the time. So, in case you ever have that lofty opinion, no, I shattered that last week. It's just not there. So why don't we stand and we will begin with diamonds. Here and now I'm in the fire and above my what I hope for. It's something much better. He's making diamonds, diamonds, making diamonds out of dust. He is refining and in his timing, he's making diamonds out of us. Oh, the joy of the Lord, it will be my strength. And the pressure is on, he's making diamonds. Oh, the joy of the Lord, it will be my strength. When the pressure is on, he's making diamonds. Oh, the joy of the Lord, it will be my strength. When the pressure is on, he's making diamonds, diamonds, making diamonds from the dust. He is refining, and in his timing, he's making diamonds out of us. Making diamonds out of us. I won't be afraid to shine. I won't be afraid to shine. I won't be afraid to shine, 'cause he's making diamonds out of us. Making diamonds out of us. Amen. Amen. Why don't you turn and greet one another in the name of the Lord.
Well, good morning. It is great to welcome you to the house of the Lord today. Are you doing well? Everybody's doing good, huh? That is good to hear this morning. Well, hey, let me share with you a number of announcements. First of all, just a reminder about Fall Festival coming up here on the 29th, Sunday night, the 29th of October from 5 to 7:30. We really need 100%, all hands on deck, the support of everybody in the church to participate that night. A great outreach event into our community, and we encourage you to come and be a part of that. If you're still needing to know how you can help, you can see me, you can see Debbie. You could probably even see John Luce, and he'd tell you what to do.
I'd tell you to see Debbie.
You'd say to see Debbie. He'd say, see Debbie. But we have places for you to serve. The other thing that we desperately need is more candy. So you'll know that every year we do like 300 pounds of candy on that night. We usually have somewhere near 500 kids. So if you can help by bringing candy, we desperately need that. If you don't want to shop for candy and you'd rather that I shop for your candy, you can stick money in the offering plate and just mark it candy. And I'll make sure that we go get candy, and I won't eat any of it, I promise. We'll make sure it gets to the kids. Second of all, last week, Pastor John talked about our new app, and that is up and running. We have a new devotional for the week already loaded up for this morning. So if you're still wanting information about the app, if you haven't been able to get it figured out or how to get it loaded on your phone, you can see one of us after service. We'll be glad to help. I would send you to the teens. They know what they're doing. I'd probably even send you to the children because they know how to run our phones better than we do. But we want to encourage you to be using our app for all of the information that we provide there. The Life class is having an outing on October 21st at Swenson Park in Lynchburg at 4 o'clock. I want you to bring snacks for that. So if you're involved with that class, that is happening. And then Friday, October 20th, that'll be this Friday night, we're going to be going to Merides over in Russell with our Fun After 50 group. We're going to meet at the church at 5 and go have a great time together. If you're interested in that, we need you to make sure that you sign up out on the foyer so we have an accurate count to call them with, and we'd appreciate that. This week we're praying for the Cross Point Church here in town, as well as, once again, the Vine over in Hayes. Actually, it's not the Vine this week. Who is it? It says the Vine on here, but who is it? Junction City. Okay, we're praying for J.C. Naz. They have a brand new pastor, Mark Hatcher, who is off to a great start, and God's doing some great things in J.C., so we just appreciate your prayers for those churches. One final announcement I'm going to share, and then James is going to come. This afternoon, there is an incredible community event that happens every year called the Guns and Hoses. I wrote it down because I made a mistake during prayer time this morning and said Guns N' Roses, which is an old rock and roll group. And many of you know that group by your response there. We're not bringing Axel back. It's okay. We're going to go to the Guns and Hoses game. One of our police officers in town, Mike Asher, and his wife, Nicole, have been an instrumental part of helping families in crisis for years. And this afternoon, starting at 1 o'clock over at the Grave Sports Complex at KW, they have the annual Guns and Hoses game. A friendly gridiron match between Salina PD and Saline County Sheriff's Department against the fire department. And it can be for lively fun and a great game to come and watch. There's funds that are raised through this event. And I mean literally 100% of all the funds, except all the funds that go to the food vendors. They provide 10% of their proceeds. But all of the rest of the funds for the day go to help 2 families with critical ill kids here in our community. And we've been a part of helping work with that and sponsor that. And today I just encourage you, if you have time this afternoon, to go and just have a great time supporting a great cause. It's $7 admission at the door. And they have literally tons of things. They're doing raffles for everything from sports memorabilia to grills. And again, everything that they have, 100% of the proceeds goes to these families. So I encourage you to make some time today, if you can, to go be a part of that. And we would appreciate it. James is going to come and share a word with us.
Well, you may have noticed
that a bunch of our teenagers and myself and a bunch of our kids were gone last week. You may have noticed that it was quiet and calm and smelled nicer here. That's because we were all gone. We had about 13 of us from the teens and about 10 people from the kids department. We went to Wichita for the district missions retreat. Heard a couple of mission speakers and learned about missions both globally and locally. So we were gone Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and some of us are wearing our nice, beautiful green Students Out to Serve shirts. Some of us couldn't find them 7 days later. More than one person, don't worry if it's you, more than one person told me, I can't find my shirt that I got 7 days ago. Okay, that makes sense. But what we did, we heard some great missionary speakers, learned about missions, and then on Saturday, the teens went out and served in the community of Wichita. We went to 7 different locations and just worked. We did everything from cleaning off chairs for one of our church plants, the Rock Christian Fellowship. They're in a shared use facility with plastic white chairs that are used for, I think, mechanics based on how much grease and stuff and things were on the chairs. But we made them look less like a mechanic shop and more like white chairs. Some places needed some paint. There was one group that went to the parsonage from the North Ash Church and helped paint there and fixed up some churches and some things in Wichita and just served. Heard a couple of great missionary speakers. Heard one guy from the Eurasia region, and then we heard from a lady that is a performer here in the U.S. And they just talked about ways to serve, not just globally, but also locally. That serving people is what Jesus did, and it's what we're